Have you ever heard of a city carved directly into rock? A civilization so advanced, yet so arrogant that their own miracle became their downfall. Today, we journey back in time to the ancient city of Al-Hijr, home to the people of Thamud, and uncover the powerful story of the Prophet Saleh. The Thamud were a mighty and prosperous people, masters of architecture and engineering. They carved magnificent homes, palaces, and tombs right into the sandstone mountains. Imagine living in a city that was itself a work of art. They had everything: fertile lands, abundant water, and incredible wealth. But with this great prosperity came a great blindness. They forgot the one who had given them all these blessings. Instead, they worshipped idols they carved with their own hands, statues of stone that could neither help them nor harm them. It was into this society that God sent one of their own, a man known for his wisdom, honesty, and noble character, Saleh. Saleh came to them not as a stranger, but as a brother. He grew up among them, and they knew him well. He stood before his people and said, "O my people, worship God. You have no deity other than Him. He brought you forth from the earth and settled you in it. So ask forgiveness of Him and then repent to Him. Indeed, my Lord is near and responsive." He reminded them of the blessings they enjoyed, the skills they possessed, and the power they wielded. He urged them to be grateful to the true source of their fortune and to abandon their meaningless idols. But the leaders of Thamud, the wealthy and arrogant elite, were not pleased. Saleh's message challenged their power and the traditions of their forefathers. They mocked him, saying, "O Saleh, you were a source of hope among us before this. Do you forbid us to worship what our fathers worshipped? We are in grave doubt about what you are calling us to." The common people were caught in the middle. Some were intrigued by Saleh's words, seeing the truth in them. But the powerful leaders held sway over them, using their influence and wealth to cast doubt and ridicule on the Prophet. The debate raged on. Saleh reasoned with them patiently, day after day, but the majority remained stubborn, their hearts hardened by pride. Finally, in an attempt to discredit him once and for all, they issued a challenge. They pointed to a massive, solid rock nearby and demanded, "If you are truly a prophet of God, then ask your Lord to bring forth from this specific rock a she-camel. But not just any camel. It must be a huge, 10-month pregnant she-camel, right before our eyes." They thought this was an impossible request, a challenge that would expose Saleh as a fraud and end his mission for good. Saleh, with unwavering faith, turned to his people and asked, "If God grants you this sign, will you then believe?" They eagerly agreed, confident that he would fail. So, Saleh prayed to God, asking for the miracle they had demanded. Then, in a moment that defied all logic and expectation, the entire community watched in stunned silence. The massive rock trembled, groaned, and then split open. And from its heart, a magnificent, pregnant she-camel emerged, exactly as they had described. The miracle was undeniable. It was a clear, powerful sign, right there before their very eyes. Some of the people, witnessing this incredible event, immediately declared their faith in the one true God. But the arrogant leaders, the very ones who had issued the challenge, were enraged. Their plot to humiliate Saleh had backfired spectacularly. Instead of admitting the truth, their pride and envy only grew stronger. They saw the camel not as a sign of God's power, but as a threat to their own authority. Saleh then laid out God's command concerning the camel. He said, "This is the she-camel of God, a sign for you. Let her graze on God's earth, and do not touch her with harm, or a great punishment will seize you. He also explained a simple arrangement for their water source. The camel would drink from the well on one day, and the people of Thamud and their livestock would have the well all to themselves on the next. It was a fair test of their obedience and gratitude. For a while, things were calm. The she-camel roamed freely among them, a living, breathing miracle in their midst. On her designated day, she would drink from the well, and on the next, the people would collect their water. The camel also miraculously produced so much milk that it was enough for the entire community to drink. This was yet another blessing, another sign of God's generosity. But the sight of the camel was a constant reminder of Saleh's truth and their own broken promise. The arrogant leaders couldn't stand it. Their hatred festered. They began to plot in secret. They whispered to the people, complaining that the camel was drinking all their water even though they had a full day to themselves and that her presence was a nuisance. They incited discontent and fear. Eventually, they persuaded a group of 9 rebellious and corrupt men to carry out their wicked plan. The leaders promised them rewards and status if they would get rid of the camel. One fateful day, these men lay in wait for the she-camel as she came to drink. The most wretched among them took a sword and viciously struck her hind legs, causing her to collapse. Then, the others joined in, brutally killing the divine miracle they had been commanded to protect. Their evil deed was done. But they didn't stop there. Flushed with their twisted victory, they went to Prophet Saleh, mocking him. "O Saleh," they taunted, "bring upon us the punishment you have been threatening us with, if you are truly one of the messengers." They were so blinded by their arrogance that they openly challenged God's wrath. Saleh looked at them with sorrow and pity. Their fate was now sealed. He told them, "Enjoy yourselves in your homes for 3 days. That is a promise that will not be denied." He gave them a final, short reprieve. The first day, their faces would turn yellow. The second day, they would turn red. And on the third day, their faces would become black, a final sign of their impending doom. And it happened exactly as he said. The people watched in terror as the colors changed on their faces each day. Panic set in. They knew their time was up. They tried to flee, to hide in their rock-carved fortresses, but there was no escape from the command of God. On the morning of the 4th day, a terrifying, deafening cry, a thunderous blast from the heavens, ripped through the valley. The sound was so powerful that it struck them all down, right where they stood. The earth shook violently with a severe earthquake. In a single, catastrophic moment, the entire civilization of Thamud was wiped out. Their magnificent homes, which they thought would protect them forever, became their tombs. When the dust settled, there was nothing left but a silent, ruined city, its inhabitants lifeless within their dwellings, as if they had never lived there at all. God saved Prophet Saleh and the few believers who had heeded his call. As they left the city of ruins behind, Saleh looked back one last time and said, "O my people, I did deliver to you the message of my Lord and gave you good advice, but you do not like good advisers." The story of Thamud, preserved in the Quran and etched into the ruins of Madain Saleh in modern-day Saudi Arabia, serves as a timeless lesson. It's a powerful reminder that no amount of worldly power, skill, or wealth can save a people from their own arrogance. It teaches us about the importance of humility, gratitude, and heeding the signs that are sent to us. The magnificent she-camel was a test of faith, and by killing it, the people of Thamud didn't just kill an animal, they rejected mercy and chose destruction. Their story warns us all against the pride that comes before the fall. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you found this story as compelling as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from history that still echo today. Let me know in the comments what you think about the story of Saleh and the people of Thamud. Until next time, stay curious.